I have something new to show you. This is Foiling Frenzy number 2, and I have some new products and a story to tell you. But just to entice you, this is one of the things that we're going to do, and this is 3-dimensional. So won't you please come play with us? Okay, well, we have 10 colors of the fab foil, and you can see them all here. They shine better when I hold them up and let them glitter, but you're going to see all the colors used. And the other thing that is new, one thing about fab foil is what we have gone to because we discovered that the pricing we had on the other foil was wrong, and it was actually much more expensive. So we decided to go with this because you're going to get, I think it's 4 inches by 36 inches, so you get really a lot. And the other thing that's new are these. They are double-sided craft foam. This is 1 millimeter thick and 2 millimeter thick. Okay, can I tell you the story? Well, I got this little Christmas card from our friends in Holland who make our dazzles. In fact, these are dazzles on top. But I was captivated by the 3-dimensional of this foam and all the sparkly stuff on it. So I talked to Ellie there, and she said, well, they have the foam, and it is adhesive, and they sprinkle glitter on it. And they wanted to use our dazzles. So I thought that was really nice. And she said, and I said, well, okay, so you did it like this, but have you ever die cut it? Well, yes, she said she had. And she sent me this photograph. This is a card that she did, and this was using the 2 millimeter, and it is a snowflake, as you can see. And she just dusted it with glitter to get rid of the adhesive on top. And you can see it's not terribly detailed, and so that worked very nicely for her. And I thought, okay, send me some, lady, and let me play with it. And so she did, and I did, and then we bought some. So that's how this works. So let me show you the first card. I have, I think, 6 cards to show you, or 6 projects to show you. So let me start with this. Okay, so I was in our first foiling frenzy. I was excited by the double-sided adhesive and die cutting it, and pretty much I used dies that were images. I didn't use the words, and I thought it would be fun to use the words here. Plus, I'm going to give you a special deal on the dies that we're using. Okay, does all that sound good? Okay, so here is the first set, script greetings, and this has got happy, hello, love, and thanks. And when I turn this over, I see a card that says a happy hello. So they die cut happy and cut the A out of it and put it up there. So you can make your own words too. So that's kind of fun to know. And so these are the ones I use. They are 4 to 5 inches long, and they're this beautiful script, just like this. So this is a card that is 5 by 6.5 inches. And you can see that I just took one of our beautiful papers, and this happens to be from our new Whispering Florals that just came out this year. It's the blue sheet. And you can tell that I simply cut it smaller than the card. And I used, in this case, I used royal blue. Put the paper on the mat and craft mat, and tip this in and just ink the edges, as you can tell. Okay, so that took care of that part. Then I took the hello and placed it on the 1 millimeter, and that's pretty much what I used through this whole thing. Ran it through my die cutting machine, and you can see that this is another hello that I've done. And then you're going to do exactly what I'm doing right now. You're going to remove it from the backing. Now, this has a backing paper on each side, on the front and the back. And you do want to make sure that you get both pieces. And it's kind of stretchy, which is interesting. So I'm just going to pull this out like so. In fact, I can lift off that cutting die. Kind of wanted it there for you to see it. Okay. So I'm just pulling this off like so. Okay, so then I'm just going to walk this through and remove it from the backing, just like this. So you want to be firm with it and have it release just like this. Okay, now if you find that the front or the back of the backing or fronting paper is lifting off, just hold it together. So there we go. Now there's some areas that I'm going to punch out, so I'll do that. And you just want to make sure that everything is ready to go onto your paper. Then you simply, let me get this out of the way, you simply remove the backing, position this on the front of your card. In fact, let me get a piece of cardstock that I had just for this occasion that for some reason I'm not finding. Okay, I'll use this. Okay, so you're going to pull this off and position it however you want it. Okay. And like I said, you want to make sure that you get anything that is in the middle. Okay, so I pulled the backing off. I've got all those little innies out of the way. And I'm just going to place this here. Now you do want to make sure that you get it positioned as you want it and just press it down. It's no big deal. Okay? Now, as you get going with this, you want to make sure that you pull off the top. So if you ever have the situation where it doesn't seem to be being removed the way you think it should be, it's probably because you left the paper on the top. And do you want to know how I know that? Because I've done it. Thinking, why isn't this transferring? Well, it's because I didn't remove the top layer. Now, I'm going to take my gold, and as you can tell, I haven't opened this before, and I'm just going to remove, a few inches of it. You don't need much. Okay. And you simply press this down. Oops. There we go. Oop, I did it again. I didn't remove that top. You kind of get going, and you want to keep going. Okay. Now we'll do this. Okay. And you simply press down. What I like about this technique is that you get a three-dimensional look, and that's kind of fun. Just like the foiling that we did before, if you find an area that did not get completely foiled, you simply repeat the process. So make sure that the foil is facing you, and then lift. Okay, now see, I didn't get it right there, so I'm just going to take a little bit. And sometimes it's that the top part didn't lift. And I think that's what's happened here. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I always like things that let you cover up any error. So there we've got a hello in gold. Now what I do with this is, well, like I said, go back and see if there are any places that you missed. So I fold this back up around that cardboard, put it back in the container, and then I put the piece that I've used into the back. Now, it would also work if you put this into a Ziploc baggie or something else, but I just keep it that way. And yes, I have my item number right there ready for me as I write directions. So there is our hello. You can see it in gold. You can see it in blue. That is the, it's called dark blue. And it's just lovely. And it matches so perfectly. I thought that was really very, very nice. Now, I also did that swirl, And that swirl comes from this, the Flower Frenzy. And it is this swirl. There's also these leaves. Now the flowers are great. Flowers are always great. But it was just so nice to have these embellishments. So I also did that, did the same thing, did it out of blue. I added, these are the thin line that are out of the thin line colorful dazzles, because you're going to get red, blue, all sorts of colors, and added that around the edge, as you can see. I also added just a little bit of piece, because I had a little piece left over, put it under the hello. This is out of our lace butterflies, and there are 15 in here. This is the smaller size. There's a larger size too. And what I not struggled with, but I was in a quandary. Should I go blue or should I pick up these orchid colors? So I elected to use my blending tool with the orchid ink pad and just tap it on the edges, and I was happy with that. Now for the inside of my card, here we go. I have, this is another piece of that same paper, the blue out of the Whispering Florals, and just placed it there. But this time I went purple. So the love, which is out of the script greetings, and the purple foil. And then these are two of the leaves that I was telling you about, and just really pretty. Also, the purple thin line came out of the same package. So there you have it. So what do you think? I love the three-dimensional. I just think that's so nice. Of course, I love the foiling. Now, I'm going to hold on to these because I want to talk to you about them at the end and the special deal that I have for you, because, you know, we're in this together. So let me set these aside and let me show you the next card. The next card is the thanks card, and it is out of our new, oh, excuse me, not new, but our Flower Queen. I love this set because I love the darks and the lights, and you can see how that gold plays beautifully on the dark color, just like I demonstrated with the hello. In fact, I want to keep that hello. Okay, I will find it at some point. Let me find it and I'll be right back. Okay, I found it, so I'll talk to you about it in a second. But you can see, now this time, this is our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card. I cut this piece, and you can see it's on the one in the front of the book, of the pad, and trimmed it down. By the way, directions are down below on all the cards, so you don't have to remember any measurements or anything. And this time I put our gold straight line dazzles on the edges. Notice they go a little bit in, about 1/8 of an inch inside the pattern cardstock on all 4 corners, all 4 edges. Now, I did something else here. Can you see that dragonfly? Well, this is out of the stained glass cutting dies. And what I like about this is that it has layers. So you get the dragonfly or butterfly, and you also get the body as a separate piece. So what I did is I ran it through my machine with the 1mm craft foam, adhesive craft foam, okay? 1mm adhesive craft foam. And then I covered it with the purple, nope, with the violet. Here is violet. And then I thought, you know, I've got that body, why not use it? So I did that a second time, put it on top of the first body, and colored it with the gold. And so I've got gold and gold and gold, but I have the violet. It kind of goes with the violet in the artwork, and I'm just really happy with that. Now, on the inside of the card, let's see, okay. Now, the first thing on the inside of the card is that this is on one of the other sheets out of the Flower Queen. And I could have done the sheet like this, where you see that border's on the left. I elected to do it with the border on the right. I did that because the front of the card has a border on the left, a very prominent border, and I just wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be a little more balanced, even though I may be the only one who notices it, but that's what I wanted. So this time, I took on the butterflies of the stained glass set. It has the evacuated piece, it has a solid, and it has the body. I just used the evacuated piece, covered it with gold, and then I did the body a second time and did it with the violet. So it's the same colors as the dragonfly, but it's opposite placement. And then I've got room if I wanted to hand write a note. So that's my second card. Do you like it? So I thought it was fun to do that layering with the foam. It just gives you more depth, but not too much, because after all, it's only 1 millimeter. Now, I didn't try these with the 2 millimeter. I just felt that they were so intricate that I was happy with the 1 millimeter. So, and I noticed that on Ellie's, her snowflake wasn't as involved. Now I know that this is an enlargement of it, but I just felt that with these detail dies, it was just better to have the 1 millimeter. Okay, so that is my second card. Now, my third card is this. And I really wanted to play with flowers. So I brought our Tiny Flowers and Leaves #2 die. And what this has is 17 dies, so there's 3 there. So that's going to leave 14 flowers. And you can do all of those in one pass, which I think is brilliant of us to have done. I do need to tell you we don't have a ton of these, so if this is something that you're interested in, you might want to pick it up sooner rather than later. And so I did die cut that. And in my card, this again is our 5 by 6.5 inch card. And this is also out of Flower Queen. This is obviously one of the pink sheets with the ghosted background, which is on the back of the sheets. So I just covered the card with it. And I did ink the edges. I have khaki out here. That's interesting. Okay. Kind of looks like cocoa bean, but we'll go with what I said. And I also added this greeting, and this is a favorite of mine, and the other design team members don't use it very much, but I love it. And this is called Big Greetings, and so it has probably 5 of these, and Wishing You Sunshine is one of them. And I thought how fun that would be to then play with the flowers, and I just wanted to mess with those. So I did a couple of things. I first die cut out all 14 of them, and then I placed them first with the backing paper on them, just because I wanted to get an idea of how it would work, because you've got larger ones, you've got smaller ones. And I realized as I started foiling, so on this I have the pink, and then I also added the silver. And in doing that, I wanted to make sure that there was some variety. So some are pink and some are silver, but some of them have a mixture of the silver and the pink. And I realize as I'm telling you this, I don't have a demo for you. So let me quickly grab something, and it's going to be a kind of a wonky way to do it, but let me do it for you nonetheless. So I will take, I was all prepared for you. So I've got this big flower that came from the Flower Frenzy set. So I'm going to remove the backing, throw that away. I'll place it here. Then I'm going to remove the top layer. Notice how I did that and didn't fumble. Now, I want to demonstrate something I did in the first foiling frenzy. And excuse me, like I said, I'm going to use the pink and the silver. When you want to mix your colors, all you'll do is take one of the colors and squish it. Squish it a lot, just like this. Excuse me. And you do want to get a lot of little tiny crinkles in it. Okay, and then put that on your piece. Again, foil side facing you, and then pull it off. Oh, okay, and this is what happens when you get it upside down. Well, goodness. That's the trouble with these lights, is that I couldn't see. Okay. There you go. Okay, so you see there's silver. Now I'm going to do the pink. I'm not going to wrinkle it. I'm just going to put it on top because I wanted to go into the areas that were not covered by the silver. Notice I got that correct. This pink side is facing me. I'm going to lift that off, and I can go into the other areas that maybe didn't get covered the first time out. So it's just repeating the same process. Nothing fancy, nothing difficult. And there, I have got a multiple colors. Now, I could do a second flower and put it in front on top of it and maybe make that solid pink. I could do whatever I wanted. But that's what I did in these that have variegated colors. The greens, I just made solid green, and those are, as I said, all using this set of dies. So all of those, and I did use every single one of them. Then when that was finished, I found that I wanted to extend them out a little bit. So I took the silver pearl flowers. These are tiny flowers, and there are 214 flowers on this sheet. And I just placed them like this is one on the outside edges, there and there. Just, you know, I've got the larger ones toward the middle, and I've got the smaller ones there, and then I've got these tiny ones on the outside edges. Okay, so that had all of them used. The other thing I like about this foiling is that, and I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera. Oh, good. Is that as close as we can get? You can see the indentations that the mold or that the cutting die gave. You still see that with the foam and the foil, and I like that. It just, you can see it on the leaves, and it just gives more dimension to it. So that was fun. And then in the center, I went to one of my favorites that you probably know is the caviar beads. So this is the black, and I chose the black to go with my black lettering and to have some cohesion around this. And all I do is take my Cosmic Shimmer glue, put small dollops in the centers of the flowers, and notice I even did it on the dazzle flowers, and then had a bowl and poured my caviar beads over the glue, just generously, and then tap it off, and that way I can return the excess caviar beads to my package, and it works perfectly and easily every single time. Now, this is the butterfly dazzles right at the top, the silver pearl, and then this is the pink border dazzles, top and bottom. So that took care of that. On the inside, here we go. Sending you a big hug is another of those big greeting dazzles. This is the curve. It's mostly silver with a little bit of green on the tips. And this is part of the dazzles. There's the butterfly. They're the same border dazzles I used on the front. The same paper, edged with the khaki. There you go. What do you think? Are you getting into this? I like it. I really like it. It's fun and it's easy to do. Okay, now I wanted to go back. So I've done words, I've done flourishes, I've done flowers. I wanted to do a more intricate die. And that is To the Moon. And you can see it's got a lot of innies and outies to it. And I wanted to see what that would look like. So I took the Mystic Moon papers. I always use the 12 by 12s for some reason. I just really like having the space. And I chose the kind of purplish and blue piece. And I die cut out of the 1mm foam again. And this has the purple on it. Let's see. The violet. Is that the violet or the dark blue? It's the dark blue, Paulette. There you go. And you can see just how intricate that is. Now, part of the die has Love You to the Moon and Back. And I did that out of our new silver linen 12 by 12 paper. I will tell you, it was like cutting butter. It was, even though that is so intricate, it was just really nice. Now, when I had those two pieces in place, even though this has got a nice design in the back, it wasn't quite enough. And the first time I did this, I used the blue straight line dazzles. This is out of the colorful set. And I put all 4 of them in blue. And then I put 4 of them in silver up there. And I didn't like it. I found that when I mixed the colors, had blue and silver top and to the side, I liked it better. So just for whatever worth that is, having 4 of them together, I thought it was really nice. It kind of duplicated that. You can see that one line in the artwork. And then I felt it was really perfect to add some stars. So what better way to do stars than our package of gold and silver stars? So obviously I used the silver ones. So that completed my card front. For my card inside, I used one of the cutout pieces from the same Mystic Moon. And this is using the purple foil on top of it. So again, you can see, you probably see it better there, how intricate that die is. And it just worked nicely. So this has, let's see. This has the Celebrating You, which is one of the cutouts. It's simply placed here. And this piece with the purple, and then just 3 of the silver stars, just duplicating that from the front, or from the cover. So there we go. You've got it in blue and you've got it in purple. You know, I seem to do that often, the blues and the purples. I like those colors. Okay, so in my exploring intricate dies, I wanted to go a step further. And so I decided, okay, what colors have I not used? Well, I haven't used copper. I haven't used teal. So I went to the bird cages. And again, there are not many of these, so for whatever it's worth. And this paper, this wood background, is out of Hidden Animals. And the nice thing about Hidden Animals is that if you have a use for the animals, that's perfect. But there's also some wonderful textured papers in here. So highly recommend it. So I took the this Birdcage and also this set of hanging piece and did them both out of the foam. And then I placed them here and did them with copper. And I love copper and brown. I think it's just a beautiful collection. Then I did the little bird. And let me tell you what I did. So I did the whole piece, the branch and the bird, and I covered that with green. Then I did another piece and just out of the foam, and then cut out the branch, threw that away, and put the bird on top and did it out of teal. And I felt very proud of myself because I thought that was a really great way. So I did another just a bird out of the teal there. The Get Well is out of our We're Together. Let's see, this is the We're Together More Colors, because the brown is going to go nicely with the background and not overpower my bird cages. Because this artwork, I thought, did just such a nice job, The only thing I added to it was some muddy boots, inking along the edges with my blending tool or my blending brush, and I just was very happy with that. I did not finish the inside of the card because I wanted to do one more card, and because I wanted to show you one more technique. So here it is. And as I said in the first foiling frenzy, you can use the foiling on top of a glue stick, but you can also use it on top of extra sticky tape. Yes, you can. And that is so easy to do, as you can imagine. So let me bring this back in. I'll open up this package and show you how super simple it is. Now, extra sticky tape comes in 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Now, I used the 1/4 inch here. And this is also out of, this is out of Flower Frenzy. So it is the green backing, it is the green large cutout, this is a cutout, and this is a cutout, all from the paper. And just place them there. So to do the extra sticky tape, you will imagine how easy this is. Okay, yes, I had trouble finding the edge of that. So you're just going to place it down however you wish and nip the end. Now, if you ever have trouble lifting off the liner, and of course I'm not having any trouble right now, but if you ever do, it's kind of counterintuitive, but press down even harder on it. That seems to make it easier to release it. Okay, so then remove the red liner, toss that puppy away, and let's go with the pink. So you're going to do the exact same thing, and now I just have a tiny piece here, but that's okay. Place it foil side up. And isn't it nice that I did some things incorrectly, like I forgot to remove the paper on top just after I told you to remember to remove the paper. And there we go. Okay, now I've got a couple of places that didn't get attached. And what I love is that it is seamless. You cannot tell where it didn't attach. So it's, like I said, it's foolproof. Now the only thing else that I want to tell you, you may have noticed as okay, so there you go. So this is 1/4 inch. I did 1 strip, I did 2 strips, and I did 3 strips. Now that may be a little much, but it does the job. And I did use the green ribbon to just do a little bow there to finish that off. I also did not finish the inside because I was done. I was more interested in giving you lots of information than in finishing everything. I hope you like this. I'm pretty excited by it. The one thing I do want to suggest is that when you're mailing it, you might want to put a sheet of paper on top, or maybe even a little piece of wax paper or a baggie or something, just because as I opened these, you might have heard a little noise as I kind of pulled it. Nothing came apart. It was just perfectly fine, but you know, just if that makes it better for you, I just recommend it. So I haven't had any problem, but I also have not mailed any of these yet. So just want to share that with you. Okay, so the magic is talk to people who are doing things and they can tell you what they've used, which was great how Ellie shared with me what she had done. And doesn't this look like kind of nothing, just little foam, but it's double-sided adhesive. And you can run it through your die cutting machine. And you can do intricate dies. You can do flowers. You can do words. And you can layer them. So you can just do lots of things that I think are really fun. And so this makes the magic. But you know what? these really make the magic, all 10 of them. Now, I told you I had a savings for you, and the savings that I have is on, I thought it was 3 of the cutting dies. I think it's 3 of the cutting dies. These run from $14.99 to $18.99. In the Money Saver, they are $5 each. That's a good savings. Do the math, folks. So you're going to save $14 on one of them. You're going to save a little bit less on each one. But these are $5, and you have a savings on all of these too, including these, the 1mm and the 2mm. Like I said, Ellie said that she uses the 2mm and it works great. She did it for a magazine article, and I appreciate her sharing it with me. And tell me what you think. Do you think this is something you're going to try? I highly recommend it, and I've tried to make it as easy as possible for you. As always, if there is a money saver on the right-hand side of your screen, did I mention that you're saving lots of money on those dies? Lots and lots, that's nice. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it will help us if you will subscribe and like us. That boosts our rankings, which is something we're always interested in. Then head on over to paperwishes.com. That's the only place you're going to find these. And I think we're probably the only ones that have these too, but I can't say that definitively. We would like you to take a look at the products. Our belief is that not only will we sell you products, because lots of folks will do that, but we'll show you how to use it. We'll give you ideas and then kind of launch your creativity from there. I want to thank you for joining us and for letting me do this Paulette's Paper Play and for joining me in the creativity. Let me know what you think. Tell me what your favorite card is. So, you know, you can go back and see all of them. Tell me what you think about this technique, and most of all, tell me if you're going to try it. Okay, I'll see you next time, and I want to thank you for being the most important part of our Paper Wishes family. Bye-bye.